Hello, and welcome once again. I am doing this video whether you have been a long-time subscriber of my videos or this is your first video and you want to know about heart disease. Since this is the #1 killer out there, above cancer, and I'm going to explain why here in a minute, it is not the easiest disease to get rid of. And your heart is the entire lifeblood of your body. So what this means is that if you have a heart issue, #1, it's silent. #2, you will still be able to do pretty much every daily function that you already have been able to do, but feel a little fatigued or have less energy, anything along those lines, which can mimic pretty much anything. So this is why heart disease is killing everyone. Now, let me explain a few things that may be the issue right now that you need to cut out. #1 thing that causes heart disease is meat. Yes, I know you've heard red meat with inflammation, and red meat is bad, it's carcinogenic, you know, the whole 9 yards. If you didn't know that, well, you know it now. Chicken is the worst offender. Chicken will cause heart disease. Chicken, what it does to the body is far greater than beef. None of the meat is good. Processed meat is still the worst, and that will go above either chicken or beef. And then you have the grilled, barbecued meat, which is even worse for cancer, heart disease. The body just doesn't like these foods. I know it may be a staple and something that, you know, is very prominent through generations going to family, but all these people are dying or they are dead, and I hate to be blunt, but that's what's happening. If people are not living to be over 100 years old, there's a reason why, and heart disease is one of the factors besides cancer. It doesn't just happen because you're getting older or it's your genes. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with what you eat. Now, what I have come up with, and I personally am very, very dear to this video, probably more so than any of my other videos, and they're all very important to me because they have some relation to something that may have happened to me or somebody that I knew, and I really know what to do with those particular diseases. But this one has affected me the most. And I may not have taken care of myself the best when I was in my teenage years, early 20s, and all this builds as you get older. So when it got to the point where I realized that I had no hair on my legs, and my artery disease was so bad, and heart disease was so bad, that I could sit here and just think about a slightest bit negative, bam, my heart would start pounding. And what was kind of ironic is I was lifting a lot of heavy weight at the gym. I was squatting more than anybody, doing, you know, heavy box squats, 400 plus pounds, you know, deadlifts as well in the 400 plus, and just, you know, maxing out in anything that I could do. But I was tired, and I had to rest a lot between sets. Now, of course, I don't have that problem, but here's the point. It all creeps up with you. And if you ignore any of these symptoms that I'm going to give you, you're not only foolish, you're going to deserve the consequences, because this is not a game, this is not a joke. And you go to the medical community, they're not going to help you. They don't even know what heart disease is. They can't diagnose this. They know about all this stuff when people die and there's inflammation in their body. #1, if you have creases on your earlobes, you have a problem with your heart. Okay, there's some type of coronary disease, and this is going way back to the 80s, where people actually died and they all had creases on their earlobes. Then there was another story that I read, and there was a guy that got a bypass surgery. He had creases on the earlobes. After 6 weeks, the creases went away. So there's a strong indication of creases on your earlobes. That's not the main thing. The next thing is if you're getting gray hair, you have balding anywhere, your circulatory system is not working properly. And especially the crown of the head. That's the #1 spot, and I see it everywhere I go. People are just getting bald in the back of their head and they think it's normal. It's not, okay? And this is another cause that there's heart issues in the body. The major part I want to explain, which is very easy to see, is fluid retention under the eyes. This is not only a kidney and heart disease because your kidneys are not able to flush out the waste, but you're getting fluid retention in your body. Under the chest is the worst, as well as more common areas at your ankles. So if you have any of these issues, you have problems. And these are not going to get better continuing to do what you're doing. And if you just run, it's not going to help. It doesn't work that way. You need to eat properly, and there's a whole science involved. And there's other issues that are a part of heart disease as well, especially if you close your eyes and you have purple veins, you have another problem with your heart. End of the tongue, if you hold your tongue out and there's a split down the middle, there's another heart issue. So all of these are vital signs. Now, to get rid of heart disease, you're going to have to change your entire life. I got news for you. You can't just go and say, well, I'm going to cut out the meat, but I'm going to eat out every once in a while, and I'm going to, just have a couple snacks. It doesn't work that way. The body has to be able to fully repair itself. You need a lot of raw foods. You're going to need a lot of nutrients. You're going to need foods that you've never eaten before. And unfortunately, this is the only way to get rid of it. Sure, you're going to have to do some intense walking, some jogging, and maybe if you can get up to it later on, get some sprints to really build that testosterone. Because testosterone is very, very important. And that's one of the reasons why people are losing their hair. They're just not producing enough testosterone. So what I've came up with and help is the New Age Health Guide. And this is not just a detox plan. It's not going to say the word detox because everybody knows that fruits and vegetables in a raw shake is going to help you detox. The biggest thing is the minerals and the nutrients to get the body to absorb them. And then I have other tips above and beyond what's even in there that I know with my expertise of how to get rid of this much, much quicker. And these are actually very good tasting foods. They're a little bit on the pricey side for some of these, but, is your health worth it? I would think so. You only have one life to live. And if you have heart disease, it's not a fun life. You're tired. You don't know what's happening. Your risk for a heart attack is very, very high because you have clogged arteries, and this will help get rid of all of that. Because when you have ratios off in the body, that's why you're getting plaque in your teeth. And what do you think is happening to your arteries? If you have plaque on your teeth, you have plaque in your arteries. Your teeth are a window of what's happening inside of your body, and this is one of the whole basis of the first part of the New Age Health Guide, for people to understand these issues. Going to the dentist is just going to make you more tired and affects other organs when they're sitting there drilling in your teeth because that's what they represent. So heart disease really, really, really is the number one killer. There's so many people out there that are in their 20s. They have no idea what is happening, especially if you even drink a beer. That's full of chemicals, like it's chemical soup. It's toxic overload. Now, even if you don't drink alcohol and you're eating processed foods or any foods that are out at restaurants or genetically modified foods are going to cause heart disease. They put tumors in rats almost the size, actually some of them the size of a golf ball or larger. It's really, really bad. And I don't care what you think or what you hear from the medical community, it's all lies. For them to do a heart disease test, they got to stick something in your body which could actually cause damage to your heart to really see that. Or they got to put you on some radiation equipment to see how the heart is functioning. Look, I don't care if you have heart failure, I've had it. That's where one side of the heart is not pumping enough blood to the body, and that's another indication of fluid retention and all these other issues I just mentioned. The body gives you signs. The body doesn't lie. The body tells you the truth. You go to your doctor, they're going to lie to you. You take a statin, you will die. I will put my life on it. You will not live for more than 10 to 15 years. They give you 5 years in the medical community when you have heart failure. 5 years until you go on their drug, and you're supposed to take that for the rest of your life, but you're still not going to live very long anyways. Heart failure can be relieved and corrected in, I'd say, as little as 3 to 6 months if you follow what I show you. I don't care how bad your disease is. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Now, it could take slightly longer than that if you're not motivated enough to actually start running and you just do a little bit of walking, but all of this is going to help because you're going to need to get some jogging in if you have heart disease. It's not going to go away as quickly. The foods are a huge, huge part of it, but you cannot get rid of it just on foods. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. It's about 10 to 15% of getting some high-intensity physical activity, but you got to start off slow. But once you have the foods, you're going to help correct that disease, and you're going to have more energy. So then you'll be able to do those. So it's all a chain effect. Taking a statin or taking these ridiculous, or worrying about your cholesterol. Cholesterol has absolutely zero to do with your heart disease. Nothing. It doesn't cause disease. People have high cholesterol levels and they're normal. It's made, and I'll tell you what the cholesterol is. It's proteins. If you have some type of bleeding in the body, it's designed to patch that up so you don't bleed to death. That's what cholesterol does. If you take that cholesterol away, you will die. So HDL, LDL, good and bad, there's no such thing. It's all the same thing. Okay? So forget about cholesterol. Forget about a statin. Forget about what your doctor tells you, because you will not get rid of heart disease and you will die. They're not going to tell you, number one, not to eat meat. Okay? Also, pasteurized dairy causes heart disease. Yes. Cheese that is unpasteurized is good for you. Raw milk is good for you. Pasteurized milk is bad for you. Causes an influx of mucus in the body. Therefore, it destroys a lot of things in your body. Number one, good bacteria, because when they pasteurize it, they're leaving all the dead bacteria. You're drinking dead bacteria. You're going to produce allergies. You're going to produce inflammation. You're going to cause a whole host of other diseases. Now, this is why the FDA has banned the sale and transporting of raw milk, because now the big dairies have no competition. So in states where there's a license, you can buy raw milk from a farmer or at a health food store. California and certain states are one of the easiest to buy raw dairy products. Yes, they are pricier. Yes, but they are taste probably, I would say, 10 to 15 times better. And they are better for your health. They rebuild the bacteria in your gut. They do not kill you. 10 million plus people drink raw milk. It's raw because it's meant for the body. If you're one of those people that thinks, I can't drink from a cow, you just shot your vitamin K2 levels to the floor. You're not going to get any, and you're going to continue to have heart disease. You also need the sun. The sun will help the body produce the hormone known as vitamin D. You do not want to take a vitamin D supplement. If you notice, I am tan. I get lots of sun. Sun is very, very important if you want to get rid of heart disease. These are free tips. Now, of course, you're going to want to incorporate all these foods. Click on the link below or go to shop.destroydiseases.com. That's shop.destroydiseases.com. And look at the New Age Health Guide. Watch the first video. You'll see the first half explaining what each organ in the body is representing, what organ it's affecting in your body. And this is what it represents. I mean, your kidneys are in numerous amounts on your face. It could be your cheeks, it could be your ears, it could be under your eyes. And that's just your kidneys. So the heart also has many ways to show that it's having problems. So it really isn't the silent killer when you know what to do. The silent killer is ignorance. It's you not paying attention. And that's the best way I can put it. So if you don't take the initiative, there's no one to blame but yourself. I'm here to give the information. It's up to you to make the proper decision to fix the problem. If you wait until it gets worse and you have every single symptom that I just mentioned, which I've had, you're a fool and you're going to pay the price. And you may not make it. Because there was times I didn't think I had anything left. But I'm here. There was really nights I had nothing left. And it was that shred of difference. But I'm here. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, do not wait until it gets to that point. Do not try to figure everything out that took me years to figure out. This is not a game. This is reality. Don't be the next victim. Be the next person that's gonna rise above. Thank you.